The sun was dipping below the horizon, casting a golden glow over Lake Serenity when 3 police cruisers roared up my driveway, lights flashing like a scene from a crime drama. This was the 3rd time in 2 weeks, and my patience was wearing thin. I'm Jack Harper, and my Lakeside home, my dream sanctuary, was under siege by the Willow Creek Homeowners Association, HOA, an organization I wasn't even a part of. What started as a petty dispute spiraled into a legal battle that would shake the community to its core, expose dirty tactics, and land me a victory so sweet it still feels unreal. Here's how it went down. 2 years ago, I achieved my lifelong dream of owning a lakeside home. Growing up in a cramped city apartment, I'd always craved the peace of water and nature. My parents took me camping by Lake Serenity as a kid, where I'd skip stones and vowed to one day live in a place like this. After decades of grinding at an engineering firm, saving every penny, and playing the stock market smart, I found it, a modest 3-bedroom ranch home on Lake Serenity's eastern shore. It wasn't fancy, built in the 70s with outdated fixtures, but its floor-to-ceiling windows framed the lake like a painting, and the wraparound deck was perfect for stargazing. The previous owner, a retired botanist named Clara, had tended it with love, planting native flowers that drew hummingbirds and butterflies. I toured the property on a crisp fall day, the lake mirroring fiery maples, and I was sold. What sealed the deal? The realtor, Lisa, casually mentioned the property sat just outside the Willow Creek HOA's boundary. No fees, no rules about paint colors or lawn height, just freedom. Clara nodded, saying she'd bought it 30 years ago for the same reason, to garden her way. I'd seen HOA nightmares firsthand, neighbors fined for wind chimes or unapproved rose bushes, 60-page rulebooks dictating dog breeds and holiday decor. No thanks. I wanted a home, not a bureaucracy. County records confirmed my lot, along with 3 others, was excluded when the HOA formed decades ago. I outbid 2 others, paid $5,000 over asking, and 60 days later, I held the keys to my paradise. The first 6 months were bliss. I stripped ugly wallpaper, refinished hardwood floors, and painted the exterior a rich forest green that blended with the trees. I installed solar panels to cut bills and planned a small dock for kayaking. Mornings began with coffee and sunrises, evenings with wine and frog songs. I befriended my neighbors, Tom and Sarah Miller, a young couple with twin girls, and Edith Grayson, an 80-year-old widow, both on HOA-free lots. We watched each other's homes, shared homemade jam, and waved to HOA folks across the lake. Life was perfect. Trouble brewed when Victor Langston was re-elected HOA president, promising to enforce community standards. His victory speech, later leaked to me, hinted at correcting boundary oversights and making all lakefront homes contribute. A week later, a letter arrived, welcoming me to Willow Creek HOA, claiming I owed 3 months of dues, $8.75, and citing violations, my solar panels, house color, and wildflower garden. I was stunned. My attorney, Rachel, confirmed my lot was HOA-free, so I sent a polite response with property deeds, hand-delivered to their office. 3 days later, another notice arrived, threatening liens. Then Victor himself showed up with 2 board members, striding onto my deck uninvited. Mr. Harper, Victor said, his salesman's smile dripping with condescension. We need to discuss your compliance. I showed him my deeds, but he waved them off, claiming updated surveys included my lot. He never produced them. He listed my violations, solar panels, a visible kayak, and my dock plans, which he'd never approve. His parting shot? We take standards seriously, Jack. Don't let this escalate. I was livid but held my tongue. The harassment escalated. Notices arrived weekly. My grass was too tall, my garage door open too long, my guest cars parked illegally. Anonymous complaints triggered county inspections, environmental for lake pollution, building for my deck, zoning for setbacks. All found nothing. Then the police calls started. First, they came for excessive noise during a quiet family barbecue with my sister's kids, all under 10. Second, for unauthorized construction, when I replaced deck boards. Each time, officers left apologizing, but the embarrassment stung. My neighbors got similar letters. Edith, frail and widowed, considered paying to avoid trouble. That broke my heart. The third police visit, with my parents there, was the breaking point. 6 officers swarmed my yard over illegal modifications and noise. My dad's old radio played Mozart at whisper volume. My mother, nervous, clung to my arm. I explained, again, that I wasn't in the HOA. The officers, led by Officer Daniels, found nothing and left, one muttering, "This is getting ridiculous." My father, a retired judge, was furious. "This is harassment, Jack," he said. "Fight back." I hired Emily Carter, a property rights lawyer with a knack for crushing rogue HOAs. I compiled everything: deeds, letters, timelines, even a map of my lot's boundaries. Emily's office, a cozy Victorian, buzzed with confidence. "Willow Creek's crossed lines before," her assistant whispered. Emily spent 3 hours reviewing my evidence, her jaw tightening. "This isn't overreach, it's a calculated campaign," she said. "The police calls could be criminal." She cited a case, Harrison versus Palm Creek, where an HOA lost big for similar tactics. "We'll stop them and make them pay," she promised. I wrote a hefty retainer check, knowing some fights are worth it. Emily hired surveyor Mark Thompson, a 30-year veteran, to confirm my boundaries. Watching him work, precise as a surgeon, was mesmerizing. "Property lines don't lie," he said, uncovering markers proving a 27-foot buffer between my lot and the HOA's domain. Emily dug into county records, unearthing a bombshell. 3 months earlier, Victor's HOA filed a corrected map absorbing our 4 lots, backed by forged signatures, a retired clerk's name and an expired notary stamp. This wasn't a mistake, it was fraud. We sued the HOA and its board, Victor, Diane Keller, James Pratt, and Peter Monroe, for harassment, fraud, defamation, and emotional distress, seeking damages, an injunction, and legal fees. Their lawyer, Victor's cousin, called our suit frivolous, but the judge let discovery proceed. We got 3 boxes of HOA emails and memos, and what we found was chilling. They'd compiled dossiers on us, photos, tax records, even our routines. Victor's email read, "Harper's solar panels hurt our values. If he won't join, make his life hell." Diane replied, "Break Harper, and the others, like that old widow, will cave. They plan police calls to humiliate me, targeting family visits." One email gloated about my discomfort hosting my sister's kids. Their own lawyer had warned them their claims were baseless, but Victor ordered it deleted. A Phase 2 memo outlined worse, contacting my employer, monitoring deliveries, rallying neighbors to complain. It felt like a mob hit, not a neighborhood spat. The trial, before Judge Laura Bennett, was electric. The courtroom buzzed with residents, reporters, and realtors. Emily presented our case like a maestro, showing Mark's survey, forged documents, and damning emails. Gasps rippled when Victor's words, "Make his life hell," flashed on screen. Their lawyer, Greg Walsh, claimed it was a misunderstanding, but Judge Bennett wasn't buying it. When Victor testified, all polished charm, she grilled him. "Filing forged documents is a crime, Mr. Langston. Did you know that?" His face paled, his answers crumbled. By day 3, their defense was in tatters. Judge Bennett's ruling was a thunderclap. She called the HOA's actions a deliberate, fraudulent campaign and an abuse of power. She banned them from claiming my lot, ordered a public apology, and mandated corrected records. Then came the damages, $375,000 for my losses and distress, plus $700,000 in punitive damages, $200,000 from Victor personally, $100,000 each from Diane, James, and Peter, and $200,000 from the HOA. They'd pay my $90,000 legal fees and attend governance training. She referred the forgeries and false police reports for criminal investigation. The gallery erupted. Victor and his cronies resigned that day. Their insurer balked, leaving them to pay from their own pockets. I built my dock, a stunning 30-foot platform with a shaded bench, added a stone patio, and planted more wildflowers. A sign at my gate reads, "Free Lakeside, no HOA." I host community picnics, drawing HOA folks too, fostering bonds no rulebook could create. Some residents now ask how to ditch the HOA. Edith, sipping lemonade on my dock, toasted my fight, saying her late husband would have cheered. The lake sparkles, ospreys soar, and my home is truly mine. This wasn't just my win, it exposed how far some will go to control others. Was I too harsh suing for so much? Should HOAs have any power over non-members? Drop your thoughts below and share your take on where pranks cross into cruelty, especially among neighbors. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep this convo going. YouTube loves a good debate.